we hold the view as Build One South Africa that 31 years into our democracy, it becomes important for South Africa to be able to forge a new consensus about what its own future looks like. The question on the table always is, who is on trial? Others have arrived at a national dialogue and said that the government is on trial. And yes, the government has demonstrated massive governance failures, not only on the economy, safety of citizens, and many others. But at the same time as all of that, I do think the moral fabric of our society is also on trial. Because it cannot be that the fault of accountability eventually resides itself at the hands of government, when morally so, you see parents murdering their own children. It cannot be so when you see young people falling pregnant. It cannot be so when we applaud people who are corrupt and then send them to parliament and then have a virtuous cycle that says, oh, these people have failed. But at the same time as they're the citizens, we voted for leadership that is not ethical. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity. We mess this national dialogue up, be assured we will not be able to hold another one. Therefore, it's within that context that we have to do everything possible to ensure that the process is not politicized, that it is not corrupted, and that ultimately it's important that the right people are in the room to have the dialogue. I hold the view that the CEO that works in Sandton must be able to, it is within that we have to say our nation is on trial when we think about the national dialogue. That's why it's important, as I'm appealing again to all the foundations, that whilst they may have challenges with the process, I want to invite them into the process. They must come back. I want to equally so say to South Africans, we have to do our best to ensure that it works. It is not politicized. It's in that reason why I wrote a letter to President Ramaphosa to say, as one commanded by the Constitution to keep national interest at the forefront and ensure that national unity is imposed, let us ensure that we achieve that about the resetting of the GNU. Part of the speculation is that they are going to increase the number of parties for which Build One South Africa is one. I want to be categorical and say we have not engaged the African National Congress in this year. I want to make this particular point, that at the invitation of that engagement, we are not people who simply say we go along for getting along sake. South Africa is in crisis, so I'm not going to be invited into a fight between the ANC and the DA. In our engagement, we are going to engage on the basis of the following: that the composition cannot just bloat the cabinet, which has already been the most bloated cabinet we've seen in democratic history. That adding political parties like MK and many others will simply complicate the issue and make it impossible for us to be part of what will become a potpourri of parties who are not ideologically, let alone governmentally coherent. Can't govern simply with people and just say, let's just get ministries, etc. It requires a plan that is deliberative, that says, how do we deliver for the people of this country? We are not negotiable on our values. We are not going to coalesce with people who are racist, want to divide this country. We're furthermore not going to work with people who don't want to uphold and defend our Constitution. If we don't have a basis of agreement, what then is the purpose of governing? Citizens are desperate. They are sick and tired of politics in this sense, where while people are fighting, they are fighting each other. We need a governance roadmap that delivers for the people. It's not GNU for vibes. It must be GNU for delivery.